Bristol the Wicked over in the Championship, of course, as Preston North End continue their fantastic start to the season and remain top of the bloody league. But will they still be there after this midweek's matches? We're going to take a little look next. Another prediction video today. We're taking a look at match number 7, of course, over in this year's Championship, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and magnet all things Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Ruski, of course. Yes, it's a three-way race right now with Preston top of the charts, with Leicester and Ipswich just 1 point behind, and of course, anybody from first to fourth could be top at the end of the midweek games. Who will it be? We'll take a look in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But of course, let's get into it and have a look what we're talking about. That's right, guys. As we gear up for match day number 7, of course, it comes thick and fast right here, right now. It is, of course, game every other 3 days or something like that. Alrighty then, folks, let's take a look back at, of course, the weekend's game, starting with Friday night's match. It was Hull City up against Coventry City. It ended up 1-1 in the end. The 2-0 win, so pretty shitty start for me on that one. Meanwhile, Southampton, what's going wrong with them? Conceding 9 goals now in just 2 games. I went with a draw, but of course it was a 4-1 win for Leicester. Rovers picked up a cheeky 1-0 win against Middlesbrough. Take it to the bank. Actually, there was a 2-1 win, sorry. 1-0 win was my pick, of course. We've also got Bristol City, 0-0 draw against West Brom, 2-1 win in my eyes. Watford did get one over Birmingham City, 2-0. 3-0 for me. Huddersfield Town also picking up the points with a 2-0 win over Rotherham. I went with the 1-0 win myself. Norwich City also doing the business against Stoke. 1-0 win for them. I went with a 2-0 win. Preston North End against Plymouth Argyle. 2-1. Got the one spot on the nose. Meanwhile, Sunderland picked up a massive away day against QPR. 3-1 in the end there. Ipswich Town doing the business over Sheffield Wednesday with a 1-0. I went with a 2-0. Cardiff City also get one over Swansea. A 2-0 win for them. I went with a 2-1 win. And of course, Leeds destroyed Millwall 3-0. I went with a 1-0 as well. So that's, of course, my picks. I think I did okay, despite the first couple of little hurdles there. But, of course, we'll take a little look in a second to the Super Brew. That's right. This is, of course, the table as it looks right here, right now. As you can see, Preston North End are flying bloody high. Do we like it? No, we do not like it. We do not like to see it. They are up there, 16 points. Just one game, of course, not resulting in a victory. But, of course, it did result in a draw. Going down right here, right now. Still Borough, still Wednesday, and still Swansea, that's right. So those are, of course, the state of play in the table. Rovers sitting in the 8th spot. We're happy about that as well. So, Prediction League is wide open, guys. Don't forget to get involved. It is free, 100% free. And we're going to take a little look at the Super Brew right here, right now. Of course, we're going to go and morph into that. Head over here, bish, bash, bosh. And away we go. Of course, I'm involved in a whole bunch of them. Make sure you get involved with them too. Still time to enter. And away we go. We're going to go into this one. We'll go around. Don't look. Close your eyes. And here we go. So this is the round. Actually, we'll go back a step. Let's take a look back at how we got on last time, because I didn't show you because I was on the road. So the previous week, week 5, I did see Jimmy Wotton coming out on top with 7.5 points on that one. Vinny Hung alongside him, and Ultra O'Meara at 7.5. Remember, this is the previous weeks. And me, nowhere to be seen. I don't even know where. There I am down there. I did pretty miserable, but I just ousted Philly. I don't know, on alphabet or good looks. I think the good looks put me just above Philly Pete on that one. So that was that. Then to today's round 6, sees Vinny Hung topping it with 20 points. He smashed it. 37% with 19.5. Russell with 19 as well. The beast. And of course the chasing bloody pack as well. So going down through it. Again, 13 points for me. Jacob Ward also on 30. Well, I actually cheated for that because he didn't put his picks in. I put my picks in because we need it for the bloody podcast whenever he gets back from his summer holiday. So anyway, that's, of course, the current round. If you see a name, smash the old thumbs up. But, of course, the overall lead looks like this. Vinny Hung's way up there, 75 points, of course, 4.5 points clear of Ultra Murat. Russell's in third there, 37, up 8 spots to number 4. As for me, where am I? I'm nowhere to be seen. Don't worry, I'm a second half player. I'm near down into 32 spots, up 1 spot right now. But again, it's a marathon, not a sprint, guys. A marathon, not a bloody sprint. So anyway, that's the state of play in the league. Get involved, get, of course, your picks in, and, of course, we'll see how you do in the midweek games, because now's the time. If you're sleeping, if you fall asleep and you don't catch it, you're going to miss out. So be on the money here. So here are the midweek games coming at you from Tuesday and Wednesday this coming week. So we're going to have a look at them, long, hard look at them. So here we go. Again, reminder of the Super Brew, just in case you missed it the first time. So here we go. Kick it all off with Bristol City up against Plymouth. That's coming at you on Tuesday, the 19th of September. These two sides have played each other 15 times since 2002. We've got 8 wins for Bristol City. We've got 4 wins for Plymouth, and we've got 3 draws as well. Bristol City, their biggest win was a 5-0 win. They scored 23 goals in those 15 games, 1.53 goals a game ratio. Up against Plymouth, of course, managed by Stephen Schumacher. He's in the cockpit. Of course, 4-0 win was their biggest of Bristol City. Just scoring 16 goals, though, in those 15 games, 1.07 goals a game ratio. 25% form for Plymouth right now. They are 14th in the table with 7 points on the board, and, of course, a win at the last 6. Not great forms. Bristol City, though, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to in 11th with 9 points on the board as of recording. Last time around in competitive games, in fact, last time around in the league, in Bristol City was, guess what, all the way back in 2009. It was back in October 2009. It was a 3-1 win for Bristol City over at Thrashton Gate. Of course, look at the odds then, shall we, on this one. Bristol City 2019 on for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, 14-5 is your away win. Of course, going to back Bristol City here with a 2-0 win, comfortably done. And, of course, 3 points in the can. Next up, we have Cardiff up against Coventry City. Let's get into this one then, over in Wales. That's right. Cardiff looking to make back-to-back wins. Of course, played each other 27 times in 2003. We've got 12 wins for Cardiff, 7 wins for Coventry, and we've got 8 draws, of course. Cardiff, their biggest win over Coventry, 2-0 win, scoring 34 goals in those 27 games, 1.26 goals a game ratio. Up against Coventry, their biggest win, 3-0 win, scoring 26 goals in those 27 games, 0.96 goals a game ratio. Of course, whatever they are, Coventry are unbeaten in the last 5. However, the last 4 games have been draws. They are 14th for the table with just 7 points on the board. Meanwhile, Cardiff on 50% form right now, winning 3 and losing 3. Just 1 defeat at the past 4. 3 wins at the last 4, if you want to look at it that way. They're in 16th right now with 7 points on the board as well. Last time around over in Wales, it was a 1-0 win for Coventry. That was, of course, back in October 2022. Quick look on the horizon here. So, yeah, Coventry in midweek, then Sunderland for Cardiff, then Rovers in the Cup, not too long away. Just keeping my eye on that one as we look forward to that as well. 8-5 is your Cardiff here, 23-10 is the draw, 70-10 is your away win. I'm going to back Cardiff here over in Wales, 1-0 win for the Welsh lads, taking the 3 points as well. Here we go then, of course, crunch one towards the top of the table. Southampton up against Ipswich Town, down at St Mary's. Of course, played each other 21 times, these two sides, since 1993. We've got 7 wins for Southampton, 8 wins for Ipswich, and we've got 6 draws, of course. Southampton, 42% form for them right now. Back-to-back defeats. Of course, they're sitting in 9th with just 10 points on the board, but their biggest win over Ipswich was a 5-2 win. They've scored 31 goals in those 21 games, 1.48 goals a game ratio. Up against, of course, the Tracker boys, 83% form for them right now, winning 5 of the last 6. They are 3rd with 15 points on the board. No matter what happens with Southampton, if they do win or lose, they will still be beneath Ipswich heading into the next match following this one. Of course, their biggest win, though, over Southampton was a 3-0 win, scoring 31 goals in those 21 games, exactly the same as Southampton with a 1.48 goals game ratio. Coming at you, though, last time around over at St Mary's as a 1-1 draw. That was in the FA Cup back in January 2015. Last time I played each other in the league, though, over in Southampton was a 1-1 draw also back in March 2012. Been a long time, over 10 years, guys. Looking at the odds on this one, then we have 11-8 is your Southampton, 23-10 is the draw, 2-1 is your Tracker boys on this one. Gonna go with a 3-1 win, though, for Southampton. A win is coming. Their win is overdue, and I think they're going to do it this time out against Ipswich. So let's get to the next one. Preston off-hand table toppers up against Birmingham City, of course, coming at you over at Deepdale. Now, these two sides have played each other 27 times since 2000. 14 wins for the Nobbers, 7 wins for the Brummies, and 6 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Preston, a 2-0 win. They've scored just 34 goals in those 27 games, 1.26 goals game ratio. Up against, of course, the visitors here with their biggest win for them over Preston, 3-0 win, scoring 28 goals in 27 games, a 1.04 goals game ratio. The Brummies, though, 3 games now without a win. Of course, hitting a bit of a rough patch, 58% form for them. They are still 6 and 11 points on the board. Up against the Nobbers, of course, winning 5 on the bounce. Of course, top of the table right here right now with 16 points, of course. Last time around over in Preston, it was a 1-0 win for Birmingham. That was, of course, back in September 2022. In fact, the home side hasn't won this game since Preston beat Birmingham back in 2020. It's been a long, long time, guys. But, of course, the odds, 5-4 is your Preston, 21-10 is the draw, 5-2 is your away winning. We are backing, of course, Preston to make it another one. And, of course, probably extending their lead at the top of the table. We'll see about that. QPR against Swansea, relegation 6 points. 6-pointer, you would imagine. Played each other 24 times since 2004. 8 wins apiece and 8 draws. Goodness gracious me. Of course, QPR's biggest win, though, over the Swans was the 5-1 win, scoring 28 goals in 24 games, 1.17 goals a game ratio. Up against the Swans, of course, 5-0 win was their biggest, 27 goals scored in 24 games, 1.13 goals a game ratio. Of course, Swansea down into 22nd, 2 points on the board right here, right now. And of course, losing 5 of the last 6 games, 8% form for them. Meanwhile, QPR winning twice at the last 6. They're in 33% form onto 20th spot with 6 points on the board right here, right now. Last round at QPR was a 1-1 draw back in January 2023. Of course, two sides desperate for a win right now. 70-10 is your QPR, 23-10 is the draw, and 8-5 is the away win here. Swans are in trouble here. 1-0 win for QPR, taking the 3 points, and away they go. Another relegation 6-pointer. Of course, a couple of clashes here at the bottom. It's Sheffield Wednesday up against Middlesbrough over at Hillsborough. Of course, I don't want to raise alarms, but I think Middlesbrough lose this. Carrick is going to be in the job centre come Wednesday morning. Anyway, played 28 times in 1985. 10 wins for Wednesday, 16 wins for Borough, and 2 draws, of course. Wednesday, though, biggest win for them, 4-1 win, scoring 34 goals in those 28 games, 1.21 goals game ratio. Up against Borough, of course, their biggest win, 4-0 win. They scored 45 goals in those 28 games, 1.61 goals a game ratio. Of course, Borough, though, 1 win in 6, 25% form for them. They are 24th, just 1 point on the board. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday are on 8% form, just 1 draw in the last 6. They're on 23rd spot with 1 point as well. Last round at Hillsborough, 2-1 win it was for Sheffield Wednesday back in December 2020. It's been a couple of years at least. The odds here, 23-10 is your Wednesday, 5-2 is draw, and 23-20 is your Borough. They are slight favours for this one. Going to go with a 3-1 win for Borough. They're going to get it and maybe start something for Carrick to climb up the table, of course, into Wednesday's game. And we got a zinger chicken dinner on here, of course, for the opener. It is, of course, the Tony Mowbray derby, of course, Rovers against Sunderland at Ewood Park. Pete will be behind the old microphone for this one as he tries to make it 2 for 2 against the North East boys. Of course, played each other 25 times since 1987. 9 wins for Rovers, 8 wins for Sunderland, and we've got 8 draws as well. Rovers, 2-0 win was their biggest, scoring 24 goals in the 25 games, 0.96 goals game ratio. Up against Mowbray's Sunderland, of course, 3-0 win their biggest, 26 goals scored in those 25, 1.04 goals game ratio. Of course, Sunderland unbeaten in the last 4, 58% form for them, heading into CR 7th with 10 points on the board. Up against Rovers, of course, 58% form for them, winning 3 of the last 4. They're in 8th as well, 10 points on the docket as well. Last round at Ewood, though, 2-0 win for Rovers. In fact, the home side has not lost this game since Blackburn Rovers lost to Sunderland in the Premier League back in 2008. Goodness gracious me. Of course, heading into this one, though, the Rovers are 5-4 for the victory, 21-10 is your Sunderland, and 5-2 is the away win. Got to back my boys here. Going to go with a 2-0 win against Mowbray's boys, but I'm putting all the pressure on Pete. It's all on Pete's shoulders here. Into Millwall against Rotherham, of course. Bit of a lower mid-table crunch clash right now as Millwall try to salvage something. 18th times they played each other since 2001. 8 wins for Millwall, 5 wins for Rotherham. We've got 5 draws, of course. Biggest win for Millwall, 4-0 win. They scored 22 goals in those 18 games, 1.22 goals a game ratio. Up against Rotherham, of course, their biggest win, 6-0 win, scored 18 goals in 18 games, a goal a game ratio. Of course, 1 win out of the last 6, though, for Rotherham. They're on 25% form for them, of course, and they are 21st in the table with 4 points on the board. Meanwhile, Millwall on 25% form as well, with 1 win in the last 6. They're in 18th spot with 7 points on the board. A win for Rotherham could see them leapfrog Millwall in the table. Last round at Millwall, 3-0 win it was back in January, New Year's Day it was this calendar year. The odds, though, for this, though, we have 11-8 on for Millwall, 35 is draw, and 4-1 is your away win here. We're back in Millwall to get a win here, 2-0 win for them, taking the 3 points, and away they go once again. Kicking on forward, Watford against West Brom. It's the Valor and Ishmael derby, that's right, of course, coming at you at Vicarage Road. Played each other 28 times since 1983, 7 wins for Watford, 11 wins for West Brom, and we've got 10 draws. Meanwhile, 2-0 win was the biggest for Watford, 29 goals scored in 28 games, 1.04 goals game ratio. Up against West Brom, though, 5-0 win, their biggest, 47 goals scored against Watford in those 28 games, 1.68 goals game ratio. Of course, West Brom, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to, just 1 defeat, though, in the past 5. They are 13th for the table with 8 points on the board. Meanwhile, Watford, of course, just 1 win and 6 for them, 33% form for them. They are 12th with 8 points as well. Could Valerie Ishmael be in a bit of trouble? I know they picked up a win recently, but of course, I think they need to start really chucking on there to start and get moving in the right direction. Kicking on forward then, of course, 3-2 win it was last round at Vicarage Road. That was back in February, of course. Goal Fest, though, on that one. The odds right here, right now, we've got 6-5 is your Watford, 9-4 is the draw, and 12-5 is your away win here. I'm going with, I think, a tight one here. I'm going to go with a draw, 1-1 in the end, point apiece. Again, I think Carlos Coban will be the happier. Watford need to be winning those as well. Huddersfield Town up against Stoke. Rumour has it this could be Warnock's last. We'll see about this. Of course, played each other 17 times since 1995. 5 wins for Huddersfield, 7 wins for Stoke, and 5 draws. Of course, the Terriers, 3-1 win was their biggest, scoring 24 goals in those 17 games, 1.41 goals game ratio. Up against Stoke, of course, 3-0 win, their biggest, 30 goals scored in 17 games, 1.76 goals game ratio. They are in 19th right now, Stoke, just 6 points on the board. Couple of wins out of the last 6 games, 33% form. Meanwhile, Huddersfield, back-to-back wins. They're in 17th spot with 7 points on the board. They're actually above Stoke into this one. Last round over at Huddersfield, it was a 3-1 win back in August 2022. The odds, though, for this, we do have Huddersfield 50-8 for the victory, 6-4 is your Stoke, 23-10 is the draw. I'm back in, of course. If it's Warnock, I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. If it's somebody else, then, of course, we'll have to reevaluate that. But I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for the hosts on this one. Hull City up against Leeds United coming at you at the KCOM. Now, these two sides have played each other 19 times since 2005. We've got 5 wins for Hull. We've got 8 wins for Leeds, and we've got 6 draws, of course, Hull. Biggest win for them, 2-0 win, scoring 27 goals in those 19 games, 1.42 goals game ratio. Up against Leeds, of course, their biggest win over Hull, 4-0 win, 35 goals scored in those 19 games, 1.84 goals a game ratio. Leeds now up to 10th, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to 9 points on the board, and just 1 defeat at the past 5. Up against Hull City, who are unbeaten in the last 5, 67% form for them. They are 5th with 11 points on the board, of course, but just 1 win in 3 if you want to look at it a different way. Last time around, over at the KCOM in the league, it was a 4-0 win for Leeds United back in February 2020. The odds, though, for this one, we got Hull City 60-5 for the ratio, 11-10 on is your Leeds. They've started to click it again now. 12-5 is the draw here. We are going 2-0 win for Leeds to make it another win in the row and starting to real show their quality now. Leeds with Perot banging in the goals. Next up, we have Norwich City against Leicester City at the tip of the double table. Crunch clash, that's right. Played each other 21 times in 1984. We've got 8 wins for Norwich. We've got 9 wins for Leicester. We've got 4 draws, of course. Norwich, of course, 3-1 win, their biggest, scoring 25 goals in 21 games, 1.19 goals game ratio. Up against Leicester City, their biggest win, 4-0 win over Norwich. 30 goals scored in 21 games, 1.43 goals a game ratio. Leicester, though, just 1 defeated past 6, 83% form for them right now. They are second in the table with 15 points on the board. Up against Norwich, just 1 defeated past 6, on also an 83% form for them, sitting 4th in the table with 13 points on the board. Last time around at Carrow Road, it was a 2-1 win for Leicester back on my birthday in 2021. 2-1 win it was for Leicester City on that one. Of course, the odds right here, right now, we do have Norwich 70-10 for the victory. We've got 5-2 is draw, and 6-4 is your away win. Going to go goals in this one, but not really a good result for any years. 2-2 in the end, point to the bag, and of course, Preston could extend the lead at the top of the table. That, my friends, I believe is what I've got for you. That's, of course, the proof is in the pudding right here, and of course, you can take a long, hard look at that. Take a selfie, if you like, of those picks, and of course, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Preston will be 3 points clear at the top. Leicester in second spot. Ipswich, Norwich, Rovers, and then Southampton going down. Rotherham, Swansea, and Sheffield Wednesday, of course. Looking absolutely petrified, of course, for that. That, my friends, is what I've got for you, of course. I'm looking forward to seeing those results coming on in. Of course, then we'll follow up with the next round of games, of course, right here at Blackburn OC. So do us all a favour and subscribe. And, of course, smash your thumbs up. Hit the little bell, of course, so you don't miss a trick right here, right now. And, of course, join Pete live on Wednesday for the watch along. But until then, I'm out.